What's up everyone, Tim here, aka FML21, bringing you week 5 already of the FML Showdown division. And last week we didn't put out a, or at least I didn't put out a video about week 5 because it was the week of Christmas. I had other things to do, and week 6 is extended to both be in the week of Christmas and in the week of New Year's. So I decided to push the week 5 upload for 1 week, so it's closer to week 6 upload, if that makes sense. Today we have 7 battles. 1 battle was postponed, so yeah, we'll have to see about how to fix that. But for now, let's see how the week 5 battles have gone. We start off with the upside down slow bros, aka average person, against Meep. It's water against flying, and let's jump into the battle. We start off with Tentacruel and Pelipper against the Iron Valiant and the Landorus. And Meep's best side starts off with dealing some damage and boosting the defense, while there is a switch on average this side. Floral healing is not doing anything against the Pokemon that is full HP. And Electro Web putting Iron Valiant speed down even further. Lunge is lowering the attack of the Landorus, and not much happens this turn apparently. Double switch and a guillotine miss, unfortunate for Meep, and a Doom Desire is about to hit one of Meep's Pokemon in a following turn. Poison Sting not doing much as a weak low base power move. And this is the turn that the Doom Desire is gonna hit, so it might not have been a smart move to switch in the Iron Valiant, as that thing is going to, if that thing is targeted, it might just go down. But damage isn't as much as I thought it would be. Ceaseless Edge has put down a layer of spikes on the side of Average's, on Average's side, so that's some nice chip damage for all the switching that is going to happen. And a double attack Galarian Articuno is taking out the Tentacruel for the first kill of this game. Tatsugiri is switching in, so you know Dondozo shouldn't take all that long to switch in here. A Hornleech healing up that Iron Valiant that could use a switch with lowered attack and lowered accuracy. And Meep is doing, thinking the same thing. A Sacred Fire in the rain isn't doing all that much. Scald, on the other hand, is taking out the Ditto. Rain boosted, of course, and with doubled attack, that will hit incredibly hard. A Tail Glow from Landorus is going to hit, make its special hits hit incredibly hard now, at +3 special attack. So all that Meep has to do is hope for a special attack from Landorus that is also boosting its defenses, making it much harder to take out. Leafage not doing much, and Wartortle is recharging, so Wartortle probably going down in the next few turns with this low health and being infested. Water Shuriken, is it going to do enough to take out the Landorus? It is going to miss out on the kill because of the Aqua Berry, even though it hit 5 times. Blizzard, putting Landorus on the edge with just 5%, but a Circle Throw is taking out the Wartortle. So far, the Landorus hasn't made use of its double or +3 special attack. Here's the Dondozo, still no switch into the Tatsugiri. So no Lando, Tatsugiri, and Sludge Bomb is taking out a very low HP Landorus. Things aren't looking all that great still for... oh, for average, and Galarian Articuno being at +6 special attack. One single special hit will force a probable KO, but it also being poisoned isn't all that great for it, because it's on a timer now. And here comes the Dondozo Tatsugiri combination. Night Days misses the Tatsugiri, otherwise it would probably have KO'd with this much of a special attack boost. And an Air Slash again misses the Tatsugiri. I've said it before, I think it's incredibly dumb that Tatsugiri is able to dodge things while it's inside the Dondozo. Again, missing another move here from on the Tatsugiri's spot. Super Fang misses again the Tatsugiri, and Meep's luck is incredibly bad at this point in the battle, because he just keeps targeting that Tatsugiri slot while Tatsugiri is inside of the Dondozo. Well, Dondozo is able to slowly whittle down the opponent's Pokemon, and a struggle isn't doing much, and there goes Galarian Articuno. So now a 4v3. Triple arrow into the Dondozo doesn't do all that much. A Swagger again targeting the Tatsugiri, but Dondozo giving away its defense boosts to the Iron Valiant. Well, slowly but surely all its boosts are being taken down. Even with the boosted special defense, the Boom Burst is enough to take out Iron Valiant, and now we have a 3v3 on our hands. Sorry. And with two very defensive Pokemon still left on Meep's side, and the Rocky Helmet chipping down on the Dondozo with each Fury attack hit, and a Paris Song is putting Dondozo now on a timer. For some reason it still misses the Tatsugiri, because it's in its mouth, and for some reason you can't hear a song when you're someone's mouth. So Meep has decided to start switching around, and Dondozo is taken out by the Rocky Helmet from the Corviknight, and now it's a 2v3. Corviknight still has to switch out, but is staying in for one turn longer, which might not have been the greatest play from Meep, because it will go down next turn, and Meep is going to let it go down. A Magma Storm is is going to chip down on the Tatsugiri, even though it doesn't do much. But an Icicle Spear into the into the Salamence is taking it close to going down, but the Fiji Berry is enough to keep the Salamence in the game. And now it is a 2v2 and a battle of who's going to hit hardest in the small time that they are on the field. And yeah, Papa Berry is gonna keep Tatsugiri a bit longer in the game, even though Magma Storm is still active on it. A Calm Mind setting up. The Tatsugiri skill swap isn't going to do anything for some reason, probably because it targeted the Tatsugiri. Blast Burn not doing much in rain and against a Pelipper from the Mandibuzz. And Blizzard is enough to take out the Salamence, and now things are looking very bleak for me with a poisoned Mandibuzz, and now it's just waiting for that Mandibuzz to be taken out by either the poison or a Pokemon. But with an Outrage on the Tatsugiri, at least it's going to be a 1v1. And Clear Smog is taking away the boosts that the Mandibuzz had. Pelipper is going to need to hold out against the Mandibuzz. So far it's able, and with just 98% of HP, Mandibuzz is having at least one more round of attacking. Theater Dance not doing anything against confused Pokemon. This is the last chance Mandibuzz is going to have for the win, but a Mach Punch is not enough. And with a Pedal Blizzard, that means the Pelipper is holding on, and it means also that average person is going to win another game and be among the top contenders in this league for this season. Since I'm in a bit of a time crunch today, I'm going straight on to the next battle. Melissa against Caps Lock, normal against Steel. And now I'm thinking, have I shown this battle before, yes or no? I'm just gonna have a little check-see. And now I remember, Melissa didn't play week 4 and against Caps Lock, so one of these 7 battles that I'm going to show you today is going to be a week 4 battle, and that's this one. Steel of the Steel types from Melissa still unbeaten against Caps Lock. So let's jump into this week 4 battle. Heatran and Scizor lead off against Standler and Golden Go. Melissa, like I said so far, is unbeaten, so she of course hopes to keep that trend up with her OP Steel types. I mean, yeah, they are kinda OP. Golden Go decides to go for a turn 1 rest after a flip turn, not doing all that much. So Golden Go is going to take a little nap. Well, it is blocking a Noble Roar and a conversion from Melmetal. Not sure if going normal is the way to go, because a round is doing a much more damage than it has would have taken if it was still a Steel type. So Melissa deciding to switch out. Melmetal is a sleeper agent for Caps Lock. That's funny because Caps Lock is the normal type coach, of course. Golden Go already being down half its special attack because of that Draco Meteor, so Caps Lock decides to switch it out for the Audino with a probably Regenerator, and a Rocky Helmet is going to be very annoying for Melissa to deal with. Rock Slide not doing all that much into Steel types, even though both are double have a type that are weak to rock types, and a double flinch from a Serene Grace Meloetta is pretty funny. A second Torch Song for, I believe it's the second Torch Song from the Scizor, finally giving it that boost. Now Audino is burnt because of the flame body from the Heatran. And Solar Blade is a contact move apparently, so Heatran takes Rocky Helmet damage, but Scizor is taking the first kill of the game into the Audino with an attack order. Reversal not doing much into a Steel Flying type, and yeah, Golden Go isn't all that strong on the physical side. Curse from the Standler setting up even further at this point, and Torment is very annoying because now the Standler has to switch out because of the Torment, cannot use the same move twice in a row, and because of the Mortal Spin, both Pokemons on the other side were poisoned. A Rock Smash dealing big damage into Golden Go that is going down in the next turn if it gets hit because of the poison that it has to deal with. Shadow Claw not doing anything against a normal type, and Milk Drink makes it so Golden Go lives another turn, but will be going down in the next turn as Caps Lock decides not to switch it out. A Thunder Fang into Gingambit. Nightshade not doing anything against the normal type, and Solar Beam is being set up for Melmetal for some reason, because Melmetal has that strong special attack, of course. Leech Seed misses the Melmetal, big miss for Melissa, because it would have been great for the Terrapagos to have residual healing for its Terra Shell. And the Growl is helping Melissa more than it is hindering her. A cross chop into the Terrapagos without a Terra Shell is doing big damage. A Thunder Shock into Melmetal, not doing all that much. X-Kick is enough to take out the King Gambit with its 4-time weakness to a fighting type move. And on the other side, Terrapagos is holding on for dear life after that big headlong rush from the Melmetal, but the Friend Guard is weakening it. The damage output for Melissa so far on from, of course, the Mousehold. Ice Beam is enough to take the Terrapagos out, making this a 3v5 with a burn on the Mousehold, which is very annoying for Caps Lock because, of course, Mousehold is more of a physical attacker than a special attacker. Melissa going for a double hit move or multi-target move, whatever you want to call it. Rotom hasn't been terrestrialized yet, so it is being poisoned by the Mortal Spin, which is pretty annoying for Melissa, but she already has a pretty decent lead in this battle. Mousehold getting its attack stat back up because of the Swords Dance. A Night Slash is not enough to take out the Meloetta that has its accuracy boosted, so if it gets a Oko move, it has a decent chance of taking a kill here, but it goes for Psyshock, lowering Rotom's HP down to 41%, and with the Whirlpool and the Poison, Rotom is just one turn away of being going down, but a Imprison from the Heatran is going to throw this game upside down. Rotom goes down, but Caps Lock is now not able to use a move anymore besides Struggle because of that Imprison. Heatran is low on HP though, so if the struggling Pokemon are going to target down the Heatran, it might be enough to maybe get a way back in, but with now just only the Stentor left, things are looking very bleak for Caps Lock. Yeah, with the Poison and the Struggle, it is going down in the next turn if Melmetal isn't going to do anything. Heatran is going for the Barb Rush, and that's taking out the Standler, and a 4-0 victory for Melissa. That not only had the type advantage, of course, but also imprisoning the opponent's Pokemon. Next up is Melissa's Week 5 battle against Bonier. Both coaches are now 4-0, so one of these coaches is now going to get their first loss. It's going to be the Fire types that have a type advantage over Melissa's Steel types. We'll see. We start off with Incineroar and Cerulege against Melmetal and Heatran. Heatran boosts its speed with the Rock Polish, and Cerulege is holding the Mirror Herb, so taking that plus to speed for itself as well. A Petal Blizzard is dealing a bit of damage to all the other Pokemon on the field, and Volcanion is coming in to take a possible dive from the Melmetal, but it decides to target a Cerulege. So Cerulege already pretty much down and out for this battle. A Sunny Day from the Heatran is helping Bonier, so that's something very nice. And Kowtow Cleave takes the first kill of the game. Cerulege is down, and Gouging Fire comes in to get that Photosynthesis boost on the defense. Sensor Storm deals massive damage into both Pokemons, but of course not being able to burn against the Fire type coach. A tackle into Volcanion means it also Melmetal takes a bit of Rocky Helmet chip, and Poltergeist into the Heatran is dealing a nice bit of chip, as Ceaseless Edge puts down a layer of spikes on Melissa's side of the field, which is annoying. Just like the Body Slam Paralysis into the Gouging Fire. Rock Tomb into Volcanion is going to slow it down. So maybe Melmetal is going to be able to outspeed it. No, it is not, and Facade is doing little damage into the Heatran. Scorching Sands takes Volcanion down to 3%, so it is going to switch out, and Intimidate is halving Heatran's HP or attack stat now. Endeavor dealing some nice damage into the Gouging Fire, and a Wave Crash in the Sun is not dealing all that much damage from the Gouging Fire. Throat Chop means it cannot no longer use any sound-based moves, but Melmetal is going to be very low on health now after that non-sun boosted Incinerate. A Leaf Blade into Incineroar not doing much. Gouging Fire is waiting underwater on the ground for a dig into Melmetal, while Incineroar is diving down. King Gambit comes in as this score is now 5-5. Another Rock Slide, not enough to take down the Gouging Fire, and Dive is targeting the King Gambit, flinging away its Mirror Herb into the Gouging Fire as it goes for Razor Shell, putting King Gambit already down to 50%. Another Rock Tomb. Melissa is really pulling out all the Rock type moves this battle. Sorry, my lungs are not all that happy today. Equivocance from the King Gambit boosting its special side, which is nice for it. Aqua Cutter from half attacks. Heatran is not doing enough against the Gouging Fire. And First Impression and Tar Shot into the Heatran. Heatran now being more weak to fire type moves, but with Flash Fire it probably is not going to take any fire type damage. Body Slam into Heatran leaves it at 1%, and Bug Bite is enough to take it out. And now Bonnier has the 4-5 advantage. Bronzong not being Levitate, proven by the fact that it took damage from the spikes, while Ogerpon, Wellspring, Ogerpon, Heart Flame is switching in to a Sludge Wave, and that is big damage, especially with the poison on it, putting it on a timer. And with the Cycle Cut, it's going down at the end of the turn because of the poison. Bronzong finishing the round with a Metal Sound, and Ogerpon is already down, and we are now down to a 4 versus 4. Rock Slide from the Chi-Yu not dealing much damage, but leaves a flinch chance. Incineroar is not going to be able to switch out as long as King Gambit is on the field, and a Dragon Rush is doing big damage into Chi-Yu. That goes for a Roar of Time into Bronzong, doing almost half of its HP. Powder Snow not doing much from the King Gambit, even though it has that special attack boost. And after that special defense drop, the attack is being doubled. Bullet Seed not doing all that much into Incineroar, but with the special defense drop, it is going... with the crit, it's not going to live a Leech Life from King Gambit, and now Melissa has the advantage again with 4 versus 3. Chi-Yu going for a Bullet Punch, not doing much. Gouging Fire has come in, but isn't taking a close combat or superpower from the King Gambit. And the Moonblast is not enough to take down a Chi-Yu, but with a 3% Volcanion in the back, it seems like Melissa is going to have this in the back, but a Hyper Beam takes out the Bronzong, and now it's a 3v2. Dragon Tail to switch out the King Gambit, which is pretty big, but Celesteela and a full HP Rotom should be able to take down this battle for Melissa. Focus Energy from Volcanion that's about to go to sleep. Gyro Ball takes out the Chi-Yu. It's a sleeping Volcanion with 3% against Rotom and Celesteela. Rotom goes for round and clinches the victory for Melissa with a 3-0. And Bonnier going for the forward loss because Melissa forgot the Terra. All in good sport and fun, of course. So Melissa is going to keep her unbeaten streak, while Bonnier is going to go down to 4-1, I believe. Leaves us with 4 more battles. Meep against Milk Chocolate, and yeah, like I said, we have some. Apparently, we have some more battles from week 4 that we have to cover, that we have covered so far. So this is a week 5 battle for both Meep and Milk. So let's jump into the battle for Meep and Milk Chocolate. Milk Chocolate starts off with Thunderous and Garganacl against the Landorus Incarnate and the Iron Valiant. Both coaches Thrustlice right away, and Valiant already losing its defenses by triple arrows. Bullet Seed not doing much, Dropkick also not doing much, but not lowering the attack stat from Thunderous, so that should have a clear amulet, or because of the sheer force of Landorus, of course. Blue Flare doing great damage into the Thunderous. Ivocatcho not doing anything against the Corviknight, that decides to go for Blizzard and not doing much damage in the process. Sing doesn't do anything against Garganacl because of Purifying Salt, and Psy Strike into a Corviknight, again not doing all that much. Surf hurts everything, and the most damage goes into his own partner in Landorus. Water Spout, chunks Landorus even further, so Landorus, being at half health, is swapped out for the Mandibuzz. A Power Trick, switching the attack and defense from Corviknight, so that can be interesting. Gigaton Hammer not doing all that much. A Roar of Time, chipping the Rotom that's getting healed by Citrus Berry. Venoshock not doing much, and Night Days completely misses the Mandibuzz. Fitting for the season of Milk Chocolate, I think, who has had quite a bit of unlucky streak. Getting disabled is not great for Meep, so he decides to switch. A Rapid Spin, boosting the speed for the Corviknight. A dig into a flying type team isn't all that beneficial for Milk. And Galarian Articuno decides to go for a Shell Smash, boosting its offensive stats greatly. And Thunderfang into Magnezone doesn't do anything because it was underground. Ice Shard with a crit. Pretty big damage. And now Garganacl is gonna fire off the Sky Attack. And it is chipping down on the Corviknight, 22% left. Aqua Steps boosting that speed for the Galarian Articuno even further. Aqua Ring, make sure that it has residual healing for itself. So the lick damage it just took is already recovered for this turn. Ooh, a low kick, taking out the Magnezone with double attack. Hard swap to switch out some of the stat boosts, but the haze will take away all these stat boosts that Meep had collected so far in this battle. A Poison Sting into the Galarian Articuno is not giving a poison, luckily for Meep, and unlucky for Milk Chocolate, of course. Terrain Pulse not doing much against a Corviknight, with it being a normal type move without anything on the field. And a Rock Wrecker just completely obliterates the Galarian Articuno, taking it out in one clean sweep. Mainly because it's stab, but also Galarian Articuno's physical defenses aren't that amazing. So now Garganacl has to recharge, so it has to take an onslaught of moves, but barely hangs on with just 8%, and the leftovers give it back some health. Electabuzz sets up a bulk up, but can it make use of it? Maybe it can. Next turn. And Garganacl boosting its defense as well, being healed by leftovers, is great for it, because it adds some longevity for it. The Solar Blade goes into Garganacl and it barely lives because of that boost in the defenses, but a Guillotine takes out the Electabuzz, which is a amazing feature. And but also the kill from the Icicle Spear into Landorus that takes quadruple hits from each hit. And Garganacl is pulling its weight so far for Milk Chocolate, hanging on against the Vine Whip here, setting up Stealth Rocks for every switch in, and that's gonna do 25% against everything besides the Corviknight that has the Steel typing. And Corviknight is going to struggle and take itself out, so this is it's staying a tight game, but with Garganacl finally going down. It's now a 3v2 with Raging Bolt and Rotom Wash against the Iron Valiant and the Salamence. A Flying Press not doing much, but Leaf Blade takes Rotom to 19%. The Poltergeist not doing all that much, but a takedown takes a little bit of health from the Iron Maiden. Grass Knot and Rotom lives with 6%. Psychic into Raging Bolt is not enough to deal big damage. Hurricane and the Valiant is close to going down. A Power Trick from Raging Bolt. And Iron Maiden breaks through the confusion. False Swipes misses the Rotom or the Raging Bolt. And Trop Kicks is enough to take out the Iron Valiant. Solar Blade is being set up by the Raging Bolt. And now it's 2v2. Roaring Moon going for the Stuffed Cheeks. Getting that Fiji Berry eaten and doubling its physical defense. And with a Howl it gets another attack boost from the Mandibuzz. Stun Spore is not doing anything because it's an electric type. And Take Heart boosting that attack, special attack and special defense. Flash Cannon doing big damage. Muddy Water is not enough to take out the Rotom Wash with that special defense boost. Thunderfang barely misses the KO, and Ingrain for the Raging Bolt at the end makes sure it is getting that residual healing from that. And Meep already saying, I think that's what's gonna make Raging Bolt win. Switching to a fire typing. The Syrup Bomb is taking down the Rotom Wash. Now it's Raging Bolt against a 69% nice health Mandibuzz and a 16% Roaring near the Salamence. And a Misty Explosion takes out the Salamence. And this is the chance for Raging Bolt, but it misses the KO at 17%. And it will be going to sleep now with 30% health left against 24% health from the Mandibuzz going for Surf. Not taking the KO in the mandatory sleep turn. Raging Bolt gets a second turn of sleep. Syrup Bomb not taking it out, but it gets syrupy. And losing speed in the next turns. Making sure that the Mandibuzz goes first now. Swift is not enough to take out the Mandibuzz. 23% health left against 20% health. Mandibuzz now goes for a Bite, and that's enough to take the victory for Meep. A very close game, and in the end Meep wins with 1-0 from Milk Chocolates. Next up we have the game for Weasley against Caps Lock. Normal against Ground. Let's see how it goes. We start off with Meloetta and the Audino against Hippowdon and Gliscor. And an immediate switch. Meloetta stays in and goes for a Power Trip, not doing much. But Stoutland comes in with probably the Sand Rush. Yeah, Sand Rush. Not only not taking damage from the Sandstorm, but also boosting its speed, and with agility boosting its speed even further. A Howl boosting the attack from both the Nidoking and the Gliscor that is taking a lot of healing every time with that toxic or that poison heal. A Skill Shot giving Stoutland even more speed, and Slack Off giving Gliscor even more HP. Meloetta Sweet Scent lowering the accuracy or the evasion from both Pokemon on the opposite side. So low accuracy moves will be hitting them even more easy. A Bulldoze into only the Stoutland and the Nidoking, lowering speed, but yeah, Stoutland was already pretty fast. Stoutland switching out with no sand, and the Golden Ghost switching in. Not taking any damage this turn from the Sandstorm. And there comes the Stoutland back out, so no Terra for the Golden Go yet. A Psychic from Meloetta is Stab, but the Citrus Berry is restoring most of the damage done by the Psychic. And 8 turns in, we haven't had a single kill yet in this game. A Teeter Dance is going to make everything confused now, so that's not gonna help dealing damage in this battle. Diggy Diggy Hole, the Steelix comes in, great nickname by the way, gotta say it. And Stuffed Cheeks is not doing anything for the Nidoking. Flamethrower taking almost taking the Steelix out immediately with 74% damage. Amazing for Caps Lock, of course. Bug Bite doing big damage into the Meloetta, goes for the spin out, not dealing much damage but halving its speed in the process. It wasn't already all very speedy, and now it's getting taken out by a Mega Horn. Luster Purge from the Seismitoad not doing much, and Glaciate takes out the Nidoking. Chips great chip into the Seismitoad as well, lowering its speed. And Stoutland and the Hippowdon both come out in his turn. Drain Rush is missing, and Close Combat takes out the Stoutland. So there goes the Sandrush tag that Caps Lock had planned out for this battle. Otto now coming back in, and let's hope for the Steelix that it's not taking a big hit as again. No, it's just the 6% from a Roar of Time. Psychic not doing much into the Golden Go, and now let's see what this Steelix can do in this battle, because it has been taking a lot of damage so far. It goes for the Accelerock, not doing much into the Audino and taking Rocky Helmet damage, taking it close to going down in this 5v4 battle. T-Wave not doing anything into Golden Go because of Good as Gold. And the last Respects is enough to take out the Steelix, so now we are back to a 4v4. And the Garchomp comes in next. Topsy Turvy not doing anything for it or whatever it targeted. Mega Kick, decent damage with 30%, but also the Rough Skin is activated, so Golden Go is being taken down pretty very low now with just 29%. The Ice Shard into the Garchomp is big though, 40% with a crit, and Infernal Parade taking it down to 13%. So Garchomp probably has just a single hit left, and it decides to take out the Audino with a Dragon Hammer, going down in the process because of Rocky Helmet. And now it's a 3v3. And things are looking pretty intense now, with a Friend Guard, Mousehold being switched in, Golden Goat going for the triple arrows into the Seismitoad, not dealing all that much damage, and the Gliscor keeps itself at 100%. A Fusion Flare into Seismitoad is not doing all that much. Payday not doing much as well. And now it's a 3v2 with Terrapagos and Mousehold against the Gliscor, Seismitoad and Hippowdon. Fairy Wind lowering the HP stat for the Seismitoad even further to 23%. Teeter Dance again with confusion for the entire field besides the Gliscor. A Crunch not doing much, but the Poison Touch is massive here because the Terrapagos is now on a timer and it cannot restore its Terra Shell easily, and especially not with a Sandstorm up again. Mousehold is taking a mandatory sleep turn because of the rest, and slowly but surely Terrapagos is getting its HP lowered. Blaze Kick with a crit doing quite a chunk, to be fair, and Metal Burst not doing anything because Gliscor didn't take any damage this turn. A lot of things happening in between turns now. Draco Meteor dealing 25%, which is decent for the Mousehold. Happy Hour snaps the Mousehold out of confusion, and a Muddy Water lowering the accuracy for the Hippowdon. That's massive because it will miss its moves more easily now. A Poison Heal takes... Oh, it's not the Hippowdon being switched out, it's the Gliscor. An Aqua Jet is not enough to take out the Seismitoad, keeping it at 5% now, and Terrapago's now down to 20%. Things aren't looking all that great for Caps Lock. It needs to take out something right now, but a Bitter Mallet is not enough to take out the Gliscor. Clanging Skills is not enough to claim a kill here. And Lumina Crash isn't claiming the kill on the Gliscor, and I think Terrapagos has just one more turn to live. Hippowdon coming in for the Gliscor after that special defense drop. Struggle Bug is taking out the Terrapagos, so now it's a 3v1. Things are looking bleak now for Caps Lock. A Rock Wrecker not taking out the Hippowdon. Burning Bulwark not doing anything now because of Recharge Twister. Chipping down at the Mousehold. The Iapapa Berry is healing back the Mousehold to around 50%. Aurora Beam taking it down with the Sandstorm to 36%. Tar Shot lowering the speed for the Hippowdon. And Imprison is going to ensure this game is now officially over. Mousehold can only struggle, and with 5% left, any move will do that is doing damage. And Sparkling Aria is taking out both the Seismitoad and the Mousehold, making it a 2-0 victory for Weasley this week. That leaves us with just 2 more battles, starting with Victory Stars with the Dragon typings against Steve's Dark types. So let's see how things go. We start off with Kingdra and Hydreigon against Clefairy and Tinglu. Clefairy is going to lower the damage output into Tinglu because of Friend Guard, and no real damage is being done in this first turn. A Woodhammer deals decent chip into the Clefairy, while Flatter is boosting the special attack for the Tinglu and also confusing it, which is annoying, but not as annoying as the Invasion boosting Minimize from the Clefairy. But even though its evasion is boosted, its accuracy gets dropped by Muddy Water. Prismatic Laser not doing anything against a Dark type as Hydreigon. So now Clefairy not only has a chance of being missed, it also has a chance of missing moves itself. The Entrainment taking away the Levitate for the Friend Guard. And Haze taking away all these boosts it had so far, which can be pretty annoying. And 21% left on the Clefairy, 20% from the flip turn. That takes the Clefairy out. And now no more Friend Guard for Steve Guy. That yet has to do a big amount of damage into any of Victory Star's Pokemon. Paris Song is putting every Pokemon here on a timer. And the Bullet Seed from the Ursulina Blood Moon is chipping down chipping away pretty well into the Tinglu. And we are going to see a lot of switches in the coming turns. Chloroblast misses the KO on itself, but taking out the Tinglu. Now it's a 4v6 for Steve Guy, and things aren't looking all that great now for Steve. That gets the sand set up, and with that switch, no more Paris counts for Steve Guy. And the attack order takes out the Friend Guard Hydreigon. So now only the Blood Moon has to switch out to get rid of that Paris counter that is now gone. And with Archeludon both power splitting and guard swapping, Magnet Rise, no damage is being dealt this turn. Flail not doing anything into the Archeludon, only boosting its defense, while Brian with a crit with Sniper Boost is dealing big damage into the Tyranitar that is already at 24%. So it swaps out for the Bisharp.
Fire Spin is trapping the Kingdra, but that is going to heal itself up with Thunderbolt. Thunder Punch not doing anything against a ground type in Crocodile, and things are looking pretty even at this moment in time. Lunge is not doing much and lowering the attack for the Archeludon, but as long as it's not getting hit on the special side, things are looking pretty fine for Archeludon so far. Magma Storm missing Archeludon, while the Hyper Beam from Kingdra, even though it crits, does not take out the Bisharp. A Temper Flare boosting again that defense from Archeludon, and a Track not doing anything against his opponent. Gungshot isn't doing anything, while Nuzzle is going to lower the speed stat for the Kingdra with Sniper and the Scope Lens, which was already outed by a Poltergeist. Cosmic Power boosting the defenses for the Crocodile, while Archeludon is going to set up its defenses even further with Bulk Up. Phantom Force and a Brick Break not doing much, but again boosting that defense for Archeludon, that is really hoping to not get hit by a special attack, because its special defenses aren't great already, but with half its special defense it's looking very bleak. A Draining Kiss is barely missing the kill on the Bisharp here, so that's going to be swapped out for the Tyranitar. A Spirit Shackle into Kingdra also misses out on the kill by just 10%. And 2 Psychic type moves into the Crocodile slot is very unfortunate for Victory Stars here. The Fusion Bolt is enough to take out the Kingdra though in this turn. So now we are back to a 4v4. And Fake Out is working, but barely doing any damage, with the Archeludon already being at max defense at this point. Dragon Cheer boosting the crit chances again in this battle with Sniper Scope Lens and a Focus Energy. Bisharp. We already had a lot of crit chances so far, and things are going to crit even more. Druddigon taking out the Tyranitar with Rocky Helmet and the Rough Skin. Icicle Spear is doing big damage, and can it take out the Crocodile? Yes, it can. Now it's a 4v2, and where things looked pretty equal at the beginning of this turn, now things are looking dire for Steve Guy with only 8% on its... Ooh, and a miss as well for the Bisharp that is already almost out, but a Floral Healing is at least healing the Bisharp, or the Overquill that is hurting itself in Confusion. Astonish is enough to take out the Druddigon, but also take out the Bisharp with residual damage, and now with just 30% it's Overquill against the Archeludon and the Dragapult. Dragapult flings away its Mirror Herb, not dealing enough damage, but Thunder Punch is enough to take out the Archeludon, and that's a 3-0 victory for Victory Stars against Steve Guy. Leaving us with just one more game this week, and that's going to be Ash Ice Claw against Scary Smoliv. We have Bug against Psychic, so that came from a far place. Let's jump into the battle. Monkey Dory and Victini are facing off against Necrozma and the Charger Bug. We start off with a Mega Drain not dealing all that much damage, and Cut dealing more damage than I would expect. Beanlook is keeping Victini in here and getting hit with a Headlong Rush, taking it already down to half HP. Trash and no poison again from the Munkidori. Sticky Whips are being set up, and Hex is chopping down further at the Victini. Araquanid comes in, and Victini cannot use Belly Drum because all the damage it has already taken. Heavy Slam takes it down to 24%, and Monkey Dory is getting confused, so swapped out for Jirachi that has its speed lowered, and Phantom Force from Victini makes it invincible for this turn. So Bubble Beam is not doing anything against it, even though it would have taken it out. without any without that immortality. And because of the choice lock, it's not going to go through with the Phantom Force, and the Bulldoze is taking out Victini from Jirachi's own side. That's getting hit by an Inferno and of course gets burned in the process. And it is lucky that that Araquanet isn't very strong on the offensive side, otherwise it would have been taken out already. Prismatic Laser is not enough to take out the Jirachi, and a Simple Beam gets rid of Prism Armor on the on the Necrozma. That has to recharge in this turn. A Thunder Punch from Munkidori, paralyzing it instead of poisoning it. Flash Cannon takes out the Entrainment? Roleplay, so Toxic Chain instead of Water Bubble. As Cavalier comes in now, because Necrozma was really getting some bad hits in. Fickle Beam not doing much into Jirachi. That's still at just 6%, waiting to be taken out. Defense Curl for the Munkidori. Fury Attack not doing anything with a burn status against it. Stomp also not doing much, but Sand Tube is going to rack up damage into the Munkidori after taking 30% from the move itself. Takedown is going to do not all that much for the Spooderbug, and Poison Gas is going to poison the Araquanid. That is going to be taken, that's going out right away. Stomping Tantrum finally enough to put Jirachi out of his misery, and Munkidori now at 25%, also being close to going down. Mortal Spin not doing anything again into the Corviknight and taking away the the sticky webs in the process, but also going down to a Assurance from the low kicks, and now it's a 6v3 in favor of Ash Ice Claw. Paragraph is coming in. Spark is not doing all that much, but it also cannot paralyze the low kicks, while Farigiraf is getting paralyzed by the discharge from the Escavalier. Flying Press not doing all that much into Ferocity, but also Healing Wish is not something Smolif wanted to see, but a double Healing Wish. Ash Ice Claw is now down to 4 Pokemons, while Smolif is only has those 2 Pokemon left at this point in the battle. My laptop is doing a... Sorry, laptop was overheating. I hope it runs a bit better now, but let's just finish off this battle here. An Aqua Cutter is not doing much into the Ferocity, while Slash is dealing some damage into the Glowbro. Skill Shot is going to boost that speed for Glowbro, while also doing a decent chunk of damage into the Charjabug. Brutal Swing is doing more into Glowbro than it's doing against its opponents, so Smolif again not all that lucky so far. Thunderclap not doing anything. Infernal Parade into Necrozma deals a decent chunk of chip, but Attack Order is doing quite a bit more into Ferocity. That's now down to 23%. After the Aerial Ace, it's now down to 16%. And things are looking bleaker by the turn for Smolif so far. But Strength Sap is going to heal back the Ferocity back to almost full HP. So maybe there's a chance. Prism Armor is getting added to the Ferocity instead of the Iron Barbs. And Nuzzle is making sure Ferocity won't be moving as many times as Smolif would have liked. Steel Slap into Glowbro is chipping it down nicely to 32%, while Lunar Dance is not being able to be done because of the lack of Pokemon to switch into. Aeroblast taking down the Glowbro to 12%, while the Ferocity is hurt by its own Iron Barbs, the irony. Seed Flare is missing the Ferocity, and Stored Power is dealing decent damage into Necrozma. 7% after the Dragon Breath for the Glowbro. But the Black Sludge is healing it up to 13%, so that's at least something. But Iron Barbs is taking it out after the takedown, and now it's Ferocity against 4 Pokemon. So let's see how well things can go. Another strength sap for the Pharaoh Seed, keeping it healthy, but also in a 1v4. So yeah, basically now it's waiting for the Pharaoh Seed to run out of PP or HP. It's either one of the two. So let's see, a Aqua Step for Pharaoh Seed, boosting its speed, bringing Necrozma down to 10%. And Endeavor bringing down the Pharaoh Seed even lower, growth into the Necrozma, boosting its... ooh, and the attack order is taking it out. So now it's a 1v3. Ice Punch not doing much. Thunderbolt as well. But still, 15% isn't all that much HP, so this turn it can be the end of it, and it is. Electro Bolt takes out the Pharaoh Seed. Seems inevitable, and in the end it was. Ash Ice Claw takes a 3-0 victory over Scary Smolev now. That leaves us with the following standing, with some Week 6 games already been played. So, if you know what's happening...